Oh, Racer, hello, my friend. How are you? I just want to watch something right here.
Hier rijpt niet enkel een heerlijk pittige kaas,
Optimum
maar
uploaded.
ook een bijzondere familietraditie. Het moment waar iedereen een heel jaar naar uitkijkt. Een mooi moment.
Freaking ads, man.
Met bruggekaas.
Whiskas, neem hen mee naar het paradijs.
Racer, how are you, though, bro? Oh, here we go.
This is the new 9070 XT, pumping out more frames than a 5070 Ti, and apparently it's $150 cheaper. I say apparently because as for what the real world pricing is going to be for these new GPUs, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. As for performance though, they are looking really promising. And I'm not just saying that to hype up the underdog, which is AMD. They are actually very strong GPUs. So here we have the 9070 and 9070 XT, the first two new GPUs of AMD's 9000 series. The VRAM setup is the same on both, so it's 16 gigabytes of GDDR6, which is the same capacity as what you'll find on NVIDIA's 5070 Ti, but at slower speeds. Making up that performance difference though is the new RDNA 4 architecture, 56 and 64.
Maybe give it like a second. I noticed last time when I started streaming, it was in the beginning like that too, and then YouTube kind of like caught up.
9070 XT, 5070 Ti. These are the four GPUs that we're looking at today. Let's start with the 9070. At 1440p high to max settings, I tested it against the RTX 5070. Which one is the better $550 GPU? Well, it's pretty close, but in most games, it's the new AMD 9070. Most of the games here see around a 5 to 10% uplift, over 20% in Red Dead Redemption 2, but there are a couple of standouts where the Nvidia card is way faster. Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is a racing sim, favors Nvidia cards massively for whatever reason. I double checked these results, of course, cleaned the drivers, even swapped to a different monitor, and kept getting the same result. But otherwise, the 9070 isn't looking bad at all. But I still don't recommend it. What I do recommend though is spending an extra $50 and getting the XT model instead. In F124, Horizon Zero Dawn, Hellblade 2, Starfield, and even in Cyberpunk as well. It's as fast as Nvidia's 5070 Ti, which is $150 more expensive. AMD themselves admit the 9070 XT isn't quite as fast as the 5070 Ti, but it's close enough in most games to justify the price difference between them, unless you exclusively play ACC. And comparing the 9070 XT to Nvidia's 5070 shows just how far that extra $50 will go. It's 15% faster on average. Most games sitting around that 20% mark with a massive 52% in Red Dead Redemption 2. Let's also not forget that the 5070 has 12 gigabytes of VRAM versus the 16 gigs on the 9070 and 9070 XT. At 1440p, you won't run out on either, but at 4K, you might run into some limits on the 5070. And for those wondering how much faster the 9070 XT is to the non-XT model, I found it to be around 12%. So 12% extra performance for 9% more money. On paper at least, that's money well spent. So 9070 XT, it's looking like the one. In fact, at 4K in God of War, it's basically equal to AMD's previous flagship, the 7900 XTX. That also lands you around RTX 4080 performance. Both of those GPUs were...
Damn, that is wild. That is actually wild. Wow.
Significantly more expensive just last generation. So 9070 XT for $600, that is looking extremely impressive. In Forza Horizon 5, again at 4K maxed out settings, it's almost as fast as Nvidia's 5080, which...
That is insane. That is actually insane. So I'm rocking a 7900 XTX, which I paid about $1,000 for, right? These cards are on sale for $600, which with tax, I say is going to be like $800. I mean, they're really good value so far.
Absolutely not. In fact, the 1% lows are basically equal. If you've got a 3080 or a 4070 around that tier of performance or lower, then it's a really noticeable jump. There are a couple of catches though. First one being AMD's FSR upscaling versus Nvidia's DLSS. In most games out there, generally speaking, DLSS is going to look a little bit better. In fact, in Cyberpunk and Black Myth Wukong, it's not even close. I really hope you never have to use FSR 3 or 2.1 because it looks terrible. I mean, it's unbelievably over-sharpened in these games, it's shimmery, there's tons of ghosting. Nvidia aren't perfect either, but it's an area where they've invested a ton more development, and I've got to say it really shows. AMD are releasing a new version though, it's called FSR 4, only available in a few games for now though. I did some brief testing in Black Ops 6 and it does look cleaner than FSR 3. FSR 3 in this game looks pretty soft, FSR 4 looks a lot closer to native. Hopefully AMD can get FSR working well in a lot more games out there because they really need it. I also found really heavy ray tracing to grow that margin between the 9070 XT and the 5070 Ti. So in Cyberpunk, for example, if you have the RT Ultra preset, both cards are pretty similar, like pretty much equal. But if you turn on RT Overdrive, which is much heavier, then the AMD card just pretty much tanks. Now maybe it's a driver bug, maybe it's just because this is a really heavy Nvidia sponsored title, but for what it's worth, AMD's own testing does show weaker performance once ray tracing is switched on. The other catch is power efficiency, where Nvidia's Blackwell architecture is superior. Although these GPUs are built on a very similar node from TSMC, AMD overall are less power efficient. I've yet to do any in-depth power testing with a PCAT yet, but for now, looking at power at the wall and monitoring software, Nvidia does look like the more advanced architecture. I wouldn't worry too much about it though for this tier of GPU. I mean, around the 300 watt mark is perfectly fine for the kind of heat sinks that you're getting here. I also found idle power consumption between them to be about equal. I got sent over the Power Color Red Devils, which are monster cards as you'd expect. The cooling is really impressive and I haven't had a single issue from them. I really do hate to go down the list of things to think about, areas where Nvidia's like a little bit more impressive. 3D work, Blender is another one. I really tried to run Blender on a 9070 and 9070 XT. AMD even provided a 4.4 beta build. I could not get it to work. It technically opened and I could select the GPUs, but they just would not render. No idea if this is going to be fixed in the future, but I mean, it's kind of always been like this. If you do actual work with your PC, 3D rendering, engineering, video editing, for example, it is just a much safer pick to go with an NVIDIA GPU. Even in programs where both cards technically will run, NVIDIA has always had better performance. If you don't do 3D work or like editing with your PC and the games you play are mostly native rendering and you don't like mess around with DLSS or FSR, the 9070 XT you cannot beat for the money. AMD are absolutely rinsing Nvidia right now when it comes to rasterization output and just the insane price to performance. The 9070 XT, it's an objectively strong GPU. I mean, $600 should feel like it buys you an enthusiast tier upgrade, and here it definitely does. I'll also be completely honest, I haven't been a massive fan of AMD GPUs in the past, especially when it comes to launch day testing. My experience has not been good at all. Driver issues, black screens, bugs, some games just refuse to work. Here, I mean, testing this thing was easy. Apart from Blender, which, I mean, I kind of expected it not to work and that will likely get up and running at some point. But yeah, otherwise they chewed through absolutely everything. I find it really interesting actually that NVIDIA do have the superior architecture between.
Just watching the video on the new GPUs,
but it's performing card at the same power level as AMD right here, but they just don't. Personally, I can forgive the engineering mishaps that they've had with the 5000 series. The missing
I won't need a lot,
for
bro.
example,
Come on now.
I don't think that was intentional. The melting
I don't need a lot of time
a few
on
times here and there. Is that negligence? Yeah, probably. But personally, I can see what they're trying to do with a more low-profile, small form factor connector. It's just something they need to keep working on and have more safeguards for. What I cannot forgive, though, is the sheer greediness, the conscious decision to look at your customers and say, you know what, we could give you a higher performing card, but we're just not going to because we don't need to. Take a look at the 5080, for example. It literally has a nerfed TDP compared to the 4080 Super. Please make that make sense. When you leave yourself open like that, this is what happens. I just really hope there's enough of them at MSRP when they finally launch. Even if you're not looking to pick up a 9070 XT, hopefully this is a big wake-up call for Nvidia.
Maybe we shall see. Filip Sama, I can't use menu no more. It's gone, I say. Wait, what happened? Did Rockstar nerfy? Did they fucky you in the boot? In the boot hole? Oh, get fucked, my friend. To take one is down. Oh. Bro. Fucking Rockstar. Cease and desist. One person got banned. ASD and then a bunch of sixes.
Yeah, I know.
Did you have the same?
Yeah.
Code can't migrate his account to new version of GTA. Eh? Wi-Fi died. All good, Racer. Code has to start from 0. Wait, what the fuck do you mean? Like he can't migrate his account? I don't understand. Dragis, hello. Sorry guys, booting up the game for some reason, like my PC shit itself. I apologize. I apologize. Dragis, I'm not gonna play, bro. I'm gonna play competitive, like on my own. I'm not gonna play right away with you, bro. Come on now. Me and Tiny have some try-harding to do. Oh my god. I haven't played for a day and oh. Dragi's insta invite. He's like, yup, play with me, bitch. No. Dragi's, you need to first get better, bro. Hey, yo. Mr. Morals. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Tiny, I thought about it. You need to get yourself another account, bro, or you need to play on your brother's account. Easy.
Yeah, don't think about it. Just play, bro. Just get good, Philip.
Oh, I'm not worried about me. I'll get there. I've been getting better slowly but surely.
You've been saying that for the past 3 months, dude.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, what do you expect? Like, I just need to catch up to you guys in like 3 months. You've been playing the... Yeah, okay, bro. Like, whatever.
Exactly, bro. The fuck? What you waiting for, bro?
Oh, excuse me. Waiting for what?
What you waiting for? Just get good.
Yeah, right.
Alright. Did I stutter? Get good.
Wait, my game... Hold on, bro. My stream is down. Shut up.
No, your stream is up, but your video is down. Like it's not moving.
Something's wrong with my internet. I can hear you. It was loading for a second. Something is up with my internet, bro. I don't know what it is. Let me restart, guys.